Hello and welcome to Leeds United fans. Myself, Philip and Luke, we're back again. It's been a minute since we done one of these now between just you were gone away. We had Swedish students staying here for a few weeks that are gone now, thank God. They were grand, but they interrupt the house. So it was just we just couldn't get the time to do one of these, but we're back at it again now. And I suppose the story of our season since we've done this has been we either draw or we hammer teams, But now it seems to be that the penny is starting to drop in the team now, and they're starting to find a way to break down teams like they done today. Up till now, that was proven to be a problem, but today we annihilated them. Let's be honest, we absolutely wiped the floor with them today.
It was, I mean, I know you didn't see the Millwall game, but it was almost a carbon copy, except for the fact that we dominated the 90 minutes, whereas against Millwall, I'd say they were the better team in the first half.
Yeah,
But come out second half, Farker obviously knows what to say. 3 goals,
yeah.
carbon copy.
And against Hull, the game you didn't see, we
Mm.
dominated it again. But it was just like in the last two games, Meslier has made one save. So that tells you it all, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, the 4 clean sheets in a row,
Yeah.
which is when you consider, and we're still in the same calendar year as half of the Premiership season, and we were
Yeah.
woeful and we couldn't defend, and such
Different
a
ball game.
short amount of time and 4 clean sheets.
Yeah, we really are kicking on now, man. And like today, we made changes, but we had to make a few changes just to freshen the team up because 3 games in a
Yeah.
week, no matter who you are, that's brutal. Like
Coming off internationals as well, which obviously we do have a few.
exactly like
So,
Kamara for starters.
yeah, no preseason for Kamara, straight into international duty, so he's knackered.
He looked very tired now near the end today, but again, as we said before we came on, he done his job to perfection. He knew what he had to do and he done it really well. And I think
Really
Rangers
good.
are fools for letting him go because he looks a proper player. Like
Yeah, I mean, the Rangers and Celtic, neither of them are very good. So why are you letting players of that quality go?
for 4 million quid as well.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We'll
Oh
take
well,
it all. We'll take it all day though.
we've signed some bargains this
Oh
summer,
God, yeah.
absolute bargains.
Ampadu for 7 million. Peanuts.
Sam Byram for free.
Byron was brilliant today.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant today. He was one of the best players on the pitch today.
And I've said it before, Shackleton feels like a new signing as well, even though he's not.
Yeah. And he can play. He played right back today, and he was faultless.
Yeah.
And of course, the news as well too is that Stuart Dallas is back in training, which is great. He'll be, and that's another new signing when he comes back.
I was listening to an interview. What's the name of the physio?
I don't know.
I can't remember his name. It's the guy that's been working with Stuart, and there was a short an excerpt from an interview that he did with the Leeds United podcast, and he was saying, "Look, he's training with the players. He isn't back yet.
Hmm.
This is a very slow process." They explained what he'd actually done. He broke his femur, and the
Oh
way
yeah.
he'd done it apparently is extremely rare.
Oh yeah. One of
It
the worst
sounded
injuries you could ever get.
brutal.
Oh,
So
he's
he
weeks off. Yeah, he's weeks off yet. Even Farkas
we
said he's weeks off yet, but he's back. Like, which is it's a
was,
first step. Like,
yeah, I'm really excited for that. I like Stuart Dallas. He's just a class player, and he'll still be a class player, I reckon.
but the way it is now, even if he's a while more, Shackleton is doing his role to perfection. He can stick him anywhere.
It makes you wonder where Luke Ayling fits in,
He'll be phased out.
because I know Jed
Jed,
Spencer's out
Jed
for,
Spence will be playing all day if he hadn't picked up that knock.
yeah, obviously he's out for 8 weeks, I think.
He's about 6 weeks now at this
Six
stage.
weeks. Um, yeah, with him and Shackleton, you can't see Ayling because don't worry, I like Ayling, and he offers something up front.
Hmm.
He's got a few mistakes in him every game in
But he's
defence.
coming towards the end of his time anyway. He's 31 now. Like,
Yeah, it's looking like it.
but sure, look at he's been a great servant, and he'll be there
Oh
all
yeah,
season. Like so,
yeah.
this will be his last season, regardless. I'd say.
It's a shame he's not a little bit older because then you could transition him into a coaching role, but he's too young for that.
Not really.
You think? I don't think he'll want to finish playing yet.
You wouldn't know.
I mean, I'd like him to be at the club, just not necessarily on the pitch.
Mm. Yeah, you didn't see the game. You were listening to the game today. I was watching it, but Cooper, man, there was one mistake he made in the first half. I was just like, oh my good god. The
Well, he's
ball
coming
just
back from
landed to him,
injury.
and he just went into some sort of extreme panic mode, and he just kicked the ball away, and it didn't go out for a corner, luckily. But everyone on the ground was just like, even Farker was just like, what have you done? Like,
You did say he was a bit shaky against Hull as well, but he's coming back from injury, I suppose.
yeah, but I'll be happy to see Rodon back in for the next game. To be honest, Would you?
Yeah. Apparently, I mean, I didn't see it, but Tony DeRigo was saying that it wasn't even a foul, the first yellow card.
Which the first yellow card today? Which was
No,
it?
no, Roden against Hull.
Oh God, no! Oh God, no! 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 No way! The second
So,
one, yeah, it was yellow. But
yeah.
based on the fucking referee today, he wouldn't give a card.
Oh, he was soft.
Like
Uh,
Cooper
social,
nearly got his eye kicked out with a high boot, and it was just like going over and had to talk to him. That's a yellow card all day.
they were booting him all over the pitch, and then he gets his yellow card out for Rutter not standing far enough away from a free kick. Fuck's
Oh, some
sake.
of these referees, man, in the championship, they're fucking infuriating. They're terrible. The quality is terrible. The referees.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree
Every
with that.
game, the referee's been shit so far, in my opinion.
I think refereeing shit across the board. I'm seeing some stuff in other leagues, top leagues, even with VAR, and it's like, how the fuck have you reached that decision? I think refereeing's shocking.
Yeah, and I just think the thing of the Premier League is the VAR that gets them to get away with it, but in the Championship you can't.
Yeah, that is true. As we found out against West Brom.
Hmm. Anyways, we shall move on to the players.
Yeah,
Meslier, another good display from him. Made a really good save near the end. You know, there was one shot opportunity they had that they sliced wide. He couldn't have
yeah,
done anything about it. Everyone said he stuck to the spot, but it was just he couldn't have got to it, but it went wide, so it doesn't matter.
yeah.
So his distribution was as usual, hit and miss, but that's Meslier. You don't expect him to kick the ball well, like
No, I mean
expect
you
him to
can't.
save the ball, save the goal, basically.
I mean, at the end of the day, if he was doing every single department of his job at 100%, he wouldn't be playing for us.
Yeah, he would have been moved. He would have definitely been signed in the summer, all right. But it's great that we still have him. He's a quality keeper, like.
Yeah, he is.
And today, of course, at right back was Jamie Shackleton.
Class guy.
Up and down, never stopped running, never stopped.
He's having an absolute storming season. Love
What a
Jamie
what a what a
Shackleton.
story! Like
Yeah,
we all thought he was dead and buried, and now he's an integral part of the squad. Like,
yeah. Superb. Absolutely superb.
and of course, Strike again didn't put a foot wrong. The first game we came back up, Strike looked a liability again.
Hmm.
But since then, he hasn't put a foot wrong. He's been brilliant.
He's been superb. Him and Rodon, especially together, are like a rock.
Oh yeah, they were like literally overnight. We've gone from an absolute clown show at the back to
Mm.
not looking like we're going to concede a goal, which is amazing. Like,
So obviously, I didn't watch the game today. I listened to it, but I barely heard his name mentioned. And then towards the end, Tony DeRigo said, "I just want to point out Pascal Struyk's been fantastic today."
he has. You didn't hear about him, but he just done his job to perfection the whole way through.
I think he's a candidate for future captain.
Oh yeah, the drop down has done him the world of good.
Yeah, it has.
Just to rebuild him again because his confidence was shattered at the end of that season last year.
He
How
carries
could
on
that
like
be
this,
like?
and he carries on like this. He'll take over from Cooper as captain.
Oh yeah, sure. He's already had the armband this season.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So
of course, well, actually, before I meant to say this to you, you didn't see the whole game. There was a commentator on it. Well, the half the match there was no commentary because his mic kept dropping. But it sounded like he was on his first day of the job.
right,
Meslier was Meslier.
Massilia.
Mestроik was Strook. And Willie Nanto was Gananto. It was like he was reading them off the page. He didn't even know how to pronounce any of their names.
I'm surprised he didn't like emphasize the J in Strauk.
Oh man, even the lads on the Square Ball podcast I watched, they were taking the piss. Massilier and goals and Strook and Gananto up front. Like I was like, what? Where did you get this lad in commentary? You just found him on the side of the road, right? You're commentating the Leeds game tonight, pal.
It's probably a rugby commentator or something.
I don't know where he is, but they were all in the red button thing apparently.
Oh, okay.
So it was just whoever's available. But anyways,
Some shite.
oh yeah, and of course Cooper today, he had his moments, shaky moments, but you look at it's a clean sheet.
Thing is with Cooper, I mean, not to the same extent as Ailing, but he's another one that might not have that
Hmm.
that not,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I can't talk now, long left with us.
He's good to have around.
He is good to have around, but we've got
Just don't
better
start. Just
defenders
don't
now.
start unless we have to.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, Sam Byram at left back. Man, we said it before. Free transfer. He has been mustard since he came back. He has not put a foot wrong, and even got his goal today. He got into the ball came into the penalty area. There was no one around him. He just ghosted in and bang, have it.
No, he showed me the goal just before, and it's like it's just a bubble around him.
Oh yeah, he just found the space and he just brilliant header.
It's like he's never been away. It's brilliant.
Oh, but
Free
everyone was
transfer.
kind of skeptical and were like, "You're signing Sam Byram again?" Like, oh, we don't
No,
like him. He left. He didn't leave. He was sold by Colino.
yeah,
Like he would have never if Leeds were a good team, he would have never have left.
he never wanted to leave. He
And West
really
Ham played
wanted
for
to.
West Ham, like so. He's clearly a player, like.
Yeah, yeah. He never wanted to leave. He really wanted to come back, and he's. I know you're saying Ampadu's our best signing so far. I'm saying Byram.
It's a toss of a coin.
It is.
It's a toss of a coin. Both sides of the argument are right
Yeah, that's true.
because for 7 million, Ampadu has been a fucking absolute
Oh,
steal.
steal. Yeah.
And of course, we'll move on to him now. Again, he controlled the midfield. He's everywhere.
It was a different performance for him today. He controlled the midfield as he always does, but he was almost a flair player today.
Oh, he was pushing the team forward today. He
Yeah,
was because
yeah,
Kamara was in there today as a safety net.
yeah,
So I was like, right, I've got Kamara that's in there holding today. Where Archie Gray would be more liable to go forward as well. So when you knew we had Kamara behind him today, it was all right. I can kind of go forward a bit more, and it worked because he was creating play, he was breaking up play,
it
and
suited
every
him.
time they got the midfield, when one of their players got the ball, there was two or three of them on them straight away.
Yeah,
It was just we just absolutely fucking float. I know they couldn't get a string of passes together today.
no,
And of course, Kamara, as we mentioned there,
yeah.
didn't really do anything spectacular, but done his job.
His job isn't to be spectacular,
No, he's
so
there to hold. He's a holder.
yeah. And considering, like we've said, no pre-season for him because Rangers phased him out of training,
Yeah.
away on international break. He's finished. Very, very odd
No,
being
he doesn't
finished.
finish.
Um, um, did everything you expected him to do today. Good,
Yeah.
good first proper look at him.
Yeah, well, it was because he only came on for a cameo a couple of games ago.
Yeah, yeah,
But no, good performance by him today. And of course, Dan James had a great game.
yeah. He's having a good season, to be honest.
He
He's
had a
another one
few
that,
of his moments where he crossing was probably the wrong thing to do, but that's Dan James. But he needed to cross it for Pirro, he put it on his toe, like
yeah,
absolutely put it on his toe, like he couldn't have asked for a better cross.
he's another one we thought was done with us, and then it's like the club realised, hang on a minute, he wasn't responsible for us going down. He wasn't there, so come on back,
But sure,
spot on.
why was Dan James turfed out in the first place? Didn't make sense.
Not really, no. I mean, don't get me wrong, he didn't exactly have a great season at Fulham, but
Still,
maybe this is his level. Who knows? Personally, I think he'd be all right in the Premiership, but
he's a decent player. He's been
I think
fucked around over and over for years. Like if we got him the first time under Bielsa, rather than going to Man United and ruin his career as such,
yeah,
he'd be a lot better player than he is. But he's improving again now. He's starting to get his confidence back, and you can see it.
yeah, you can.
Mostly
Well,
great.
he was holding us together first few games of the season when we had no fucking players.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was stepping up. As you said, we had literally had no players because they're all striking or whatever.
Yeah,
And he was dragging their players. They were out of position. He was terrorizing them up and down all day.
yeah, he was. Yeah, no, he's been a good addition this season. I'm really glad we've got him.
And Somerville was brilliant.
Yeah, he was. We were saying before he can be a bit selfish.
There was two times that he done something, and if he just laid it off to Pirro, definitely one time, it would have
Yeah,
been a goal. I'm sure of it. Even Pirro,
but
like, no, pointing at the ground, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you shooting from 25 yards? Just lay it off to me and let me shoot. I'll score it. Like I'm a predator. Like,
But the creativity and the pros vastly outweigh the negatives with Somerville.
oh yeah. But the thing with Perot today, this new number 10 role he's playing in, the first half he was dropping a bit deep because he's trying to figure out not to drop deep. He said it himself.
Hmm.
But in the second half, the thing worked. He was running in behind and doing the letting Rutter come back, and he was going forward. They seem to
Yeah,
still figuring
sure.
out the dynamic between the two of them, but it's getting there.
It's working.
It's getting there now. It is starting.
Against Millwall and again against today, they both, absolutely.
Of course, everything went up in the air. Of course, when Rodon got sent off against Hull too, like he had to come off. Like somebody had to.
Yeah,
The thought was to leave Rutter on because he was faster. It
yeah,
messed.
it makes sense.
No, but you're down 10 men. You're just going to play out for a draw, really, aren't you?
Well, it's the done thing. You lose it, you get a defender sent off, then Saka comes off. As simple as that.
It is.
Um, yeah, no, makes sense. Are we on to Pirro then?
Either Pirro or Jorginho, either or. Because I would go. Actually, we'll start off with Jorginho Rutter. He
Yeah,
was brilliant today. He didn't
I
score, but he was done everything else. He was like, you could make a fucking YouTube reel of him today, man. Of all the things.
that is exactly what the comment, because obviously I was listening to LUTV, so Bryn Law, Tony DeRigo, and that's exactly what they were saying. Last 15 minutes, I was just enjoying listening to their reactions every time he got the ball.
It was
It was like, oh
watching
yeah,
a Brazilian team rather than a Leeds United team.
yeah.
Just all
Uh,
the and all the rest of it. It was great to watch. Like
Apparently, he was absolutely superb and set up the Jaden Anthony goal.
they had an Anthony goal, yeah. And of course, Pirro, as we've said, getting used to his new role, but it's getting there now.
The thing is, though, he scored 4 goals whilst getting used to it.
Yeah, I know.
I'll take that.
They're all good there, man.
What a signing!
Oh, brilliant, brilliant signing. And of course, we brought on a few players. None of them were really on long enough to really have any real big talk about them, really.
Set one.
Except one, Jaden Anthony, who came on. Very unlucky not to score one the first time. He done everything right. He just hit it at the keeper. He tried to be too smart with it rather than putting power behind it. He tried to place it, which it just didn't work. And then Rutter came back. Rutter was back in defence, terrorising them again. Next thing he lays off a perfect ball, and Anthony just comes in and bang, have it 3-0.
Yeah. Going back to Rutter, I do like that about him. He does get back.
Strong. He's strong too, man. He's got a lot of power.
He's a unit.
Oh, he's good in the air too, man. You know, when the ball goes up, 9 times out of 10, he is winning his headers. Like,
Yeah, he is. But no, I like Jaden Anthony. I've seen minimal of him. Saw him a bit against Millwall, and obviously this today. I think we've got the better end of that deal.
we have. I said it from the day one when I heard we got Sinisterra was gone and we got him in. First and foremost, he's not injury prone like Sinisterra.
Yeah.
So that's straight away. That's a win for me because Sinisterra could play 2 games and you mightn't see him for 3 months.
Yeah.
That's been the way it is since the game. He's met it last. Like he's not good. He's not up for it.
Like, don't get me wrong, Sinisterra is a very good player,
But he can't stay
really
fit.
good, but can't stay fit and doesn't want to be here.
Oh.
Jaden Anthony looks fucking chuffed to be with us. He
Yeah.
looks well happy.
Goes over and scores his goal and goes up to the crowd and he's just like that with the arms out, just like, yeah, I'm here.
From the moment he signed, he looked well chuffed to have signed with us.
He knew he was coming to a project that was building and a bigger club than Bournemouth.
At which we are. There's no doubt they might be in the Premiership, but we are miles bigger than Bournemouth.
God, yeah, the stadium is only half the size.
Sinisterra has seen Premier League and said, "I want that."
And he
wants. Anthony has said,
"Because all the players of the clause have reduced their wages." So
exactly, Anthony's seen club in Championship, big club project. I'll have a bit of that, and he looked class.
Yeah, he's fitted in straight away.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden now, when in the past we would say if Nanto got injured, we would be like, oh, fuck, who we've got now? We've got Rutter, Rutter, Somerville, Jaden, We can play Dan James out, of course. Pavetta came on for a run around. That's the kind of role you'd want for Pavetta, just to have him there, just to bring on near the end if people are tiring. Because he's
Yeah,
got, like,
and we've got Gonto.
yeah. And of course, young Archie Gray, of course, today. And he came on for a bit at the end, but he had to be rested, man. He looked jaded
Yes, he did.
against
Yeah.
Hull. He looked fucked, to be honest. He was
Oh,
dying on his feet. He's only 17. He's played every minute up till now.
exactly. Yeah, he's been an absolute rock. Speaking of Gonto, obviously he didn't play today. He got an injury against Hull. I've not really heard much negativity towards him. And to be perfectly honest, he's played well.
Look at he was every fan with a working brain knows he was badly advised.
Yeah,
When we all know he's a kid with the mentality of a kid, that just everyone was in his ear. And sure, he's playing for Italy again now anyway. So
I was literally just going to say that I watched the Italy game and he came on for like 25, 30 minutes. Nearly should have scored, actually. He took an extra touch that he shouldn't have done. He should have just had a shot
hmm,
and he fucked it up. But he's playing for Italy still. Like, whatever that agent was saying to him is bollocks.
plate and utter, because Italy, we've said it before, Italy aren't good, so they need him.
Yeah, they do need him. They definitely need him.
And of course, Gruev came on too today, but again, as we've said, he was signed at the end of the transfer window, and next
And
thing
he's
he was on international duty for 2 weeks. So he's basically only had about week and a half. What the
plus international duties must I imagine is a lot harder when it's in places like Bulgaria.
but again, like he hasn't had any time to get embedded in the team, and
No.
he'll grow. Like he'll get into the team. It's just phasing him in slowly because got language barrier and stuff to get over.
Yeah.
He'll be a player for us. It's just Mara was the obvious choice today because he can speak the language fluently and all the rest of it, and he's got experience in England as such. Like it's in Scotland, but it's still at the championship and the SPL would probably be similar in quality anyway, wouldn't it?
Nah. Championship's way better than SPL.
Yeah, outside Rangers and Celtic, it's a dead league. Like
I think we're probably better than them two at the moment. Neither of them are any good.
they haven't been for years, man. They haven't been for years. Anytime they get a half decent player, they're gone.
Yeah. I'm surprised those Japanese lads at Celtic are still there, to be honest. But I, we're stocked at the moment. Midfield stocked, up front stocked, defence. Once Roden and Spencer back, and once we can get Stuart Dallas back and maybe on the bench,
Firpo
stock.
there,
Hmm?
and Firpo still there.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
Of course he did, but we're all over the pitch. We have at least two players now.
Yeah, it's looking good,
And
and we're fifth.
their versatility means they can play either side.
Yeah, and we're fifth. We're up to fifth.
We're up to fifth now, yeah. And
We're a fair bit behind the top two because Ipswich and Leicester are kind of running away with it a little bit already.
hmm.
But I don't expect automatic promotion this season.
Man, if we keep playing the way we're playing, and like they will, like Ipswich and Leicester will drop points.
They will, but if I don't expect it, I won't be disappointed.
But so far, as I said, we've said it the last time we done this. I expect us to ghost up that table. You know, people are just like not really paying attention to us, and now we're up into fifth.
Yeah, that's true. I was surprised when I looked today and we were in fifth. I was like, oh, hang on.
It's basically like we're spanking teams, or we're not losing. That's the main thing. We've lost against Birmingham. That's the only one, and that was unlucky. Dan James was very unlucky with that penalty at near the 90 whatever minute it was.
Yeah, very.
That was the game too that our fucking front line was decimated because Nanto refused to play, Sinistera refused to play, and
Bamford injured.
who was injured?
Bamford.
Bamford was injured, and somebody else was out.
Joseph.
Somerville was injured as well after the first.
Somerville injured. Joseph injured.
So
There's another one mentioned. Joseph.
We had Dan James, Paveda, and Rutter, who's only starting to find his feet up front. No, it was Jaffe.
No.
Jaffe.
Yeah, Jaffe.
On, yeah, Rutter, oh man. So look at the three we had up front for that game, and we were unlucky to lose it. And look what we have now.
Jaffe's not going to get a look in now.
He will over the course. He'll get minutes.
I wonder if it would be worth retraining him in another position, like central mid.
Number 10.
Yeah,
We're
but
number
I
10.
just don't. I just don't think he's good enough.
He's not, no, but he's going to be handy to have around.
Yeah, that's true. That's
He's
true.
just handy to have because you need a big squad for the championship. Because like
That is
this
true.
week, man, we have 3 fucking games in a week.
Yeah,
You know, and there would have been changes made only for players only coming back from injury. Mara and the other lad just coming into the squad. You know,
yeah. No, he's worth having around.
you know, it's a good time to be a Leeds United fan now, man. I think.
Well, I mean, I'm certainly enjoying it at the moment, more than I was a few months ago.
So it wouldn't be hard, man. We're not conceding goals left, right, and centre, and we can score.
Yeah, we've got a striker. No offense, Patrick, but we've got a striker.
But that's the end of Bamford too, man. Bamford, and over the course of this season now, Bamford, Alien, and Cooper will be phased out.
You would think so,
They will be. There's no ifs or buts.
but then Dallas, I think, will be phased in because Dallas is class.
But
I'm just thinking of the old guard.
he's a while off yet, but he will be a great player to have around because you can stick him anywhere.
I just don't think he's the kind of player that's going to let being out for a year and a half phase him.
No, he's strong mentally. But if you come back from an injury like that, you have to be strong mentally.
And he definitely is. So,
And when he comes back, I'd ideally like to see him playing in midfield, not in fullback, because we don't need him in fullback anymore. Play him in midfield where he's at his best.
play him in midfield with the possibility of cover in other areas.
Like I say now in a game that we needed to with a tough game. Now all of a sudden, for midfield, we'd have Kamara, Ampadu, and then the possibility of Dallas as well too.
Yeah, with Gruev, Archie Gray.
Ruev obviously could be a good player, but we don't know yet because he hasn't done.
I've heard good things.
Hmm?
I've heard good things.
We've heard good things, but we can't really give a definite answer on him yet because we've literally seen him play for fucking 2 minutes, like.
True.
But no, it's mad. Only a few weeks ago, everyone was going mental, like, "Oh, what are you going to sign someone? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that?" But their hands were tied completely.
Yeah, but when they
We
could,
had
they did.
more than what we had in the Premier League.
Yeah, but when they could, they did. And look at what we've signed.
Every signing has been fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
There's not been one. Well, again, the Bulgarian kid that we
we
don't
don't know yet.
yet, but we all the signs are good for him as well too. So I think we're in a great spot going forward.
Could be the next Stoichkov. I mean, Stoichkov was a bit more forward, but still
A lot more forward.
a lot more forward.
But not without number 9. He wasn't a CDM.
I know, but I can't think of a Bulgarian CDM.
Petrov.
Petrov. Yeah,
Well, if he got to Petrov's level, he'd be all right. He was a decent player.
that'd be good.
Anyways, we shall leave it at that for now. And very, very, very optimistic times at Leeds all of a sudden. Like, I was even like today, like the fans were very quiet. But once the first goal went in, well, outside the first goal, the crowd erupted when your man finally gave them a fucking booking. Like, everyone in the crowd cheered when he actually finally booked one. But when the first goal went in, the place came to life. And next thing, we nearly got a second straight away. Someone just got it behind Piro, should I say. Next thing, we were just attack. And next thing, you're thinking, oh, we're 1-0 up now. Maybe we'll get a win and called out for a win. No. We'll keep fucking doing what we're doing. And 3-0 could have been 4. Could have been 6 today, really, realistically.
Clark class as well.
He is a good manager. And there was the crowd all cheered too because the ball came flying down towards him. And he just caught it on his foot perfectly. Perfect control. And the whole crowd cheered. And he was there with a smile on his face. Yeah, I still got it, boyo. Oh, you wouldn't see a professional footballer, a young lad on the pitch do that. Like, he just done perfectly. And the whole place was just like, wow. Even our manager knows how to play football well.
No, it's very positive. Who's next?
Jeez, I don't even know who's next. So I'm living game by game, man. And as I say, I've been so bloody busy recently because I've even missed a game, like, you know. So it was just
true.
The Swedes are only gone since yesterday, so I'll have to look now and just see who we're playing next. We're playing Southampton next. Ooh.
Away or home?
Away.
I fancy it. I don't think they're
I
out
fancy
special.
us because Southampton will be at home, which means they will play. They'll try to play instead of sitting
Which
back.
works for
That
us.
works in our favour. Like,
Have you seen it? Have you seen who's third in our league? 1 point off the top. Fucking Preston.
oh yeah, Preston got off to a great start. Yeah.
No, unreal.
Oh, that's the championship, man. It's a weird one. Like, who would have thought that Luton would have gone up last season?
That's true.
Oh, and
And
then are going straight back down.
Norwich got spanked today, 6-2 by Plymouth.
Jesus. Anyways, we shall leave it at that for this one. Southampton next weekend. Bring it on.
Come on.
Share, subscribe, and all that stuff. We shall talk to you soon. Bye now.
See ya.